Hello everyone, welcome back to our channel as Physio. Today we are going to learn about circle of Willis. Introduction. The brain is a highly vascular organ. Its profuse blood supply characterized by a densely branching arterial network. The brain is supplied by two internal carotid arteries and two vertebral arteries that form a complex anastomosis, circulus arteriosus or circle of Willis, and shaped hexagonal arterial circle. Location is the base of brain in the interpeduncular fossa. Connections. The two anterior cerebral arteries are connected by anterior communicating artery. The internal carotids and posterior cerebral arteries of same side are united by the posterior communicating artery. Formation. Anteriorly, anterior communicating artery joining the two anterior cerebral arteries. Anterior-laterally, anterior cerebral arteries. Laterally, internal carotid arteries. Posterior-laterally, posterior communicating arteries. Posteriorly, posterior cerebral arteries. And see the diagram, circle of Willis. And functional significance. The circulus arteriosus attempts to equalize the flow of blood to different parts of brain and provides a collateral circulation in the event of obstruction to one of its components. Note, middle cerebral artery is not forming the circle of Willis. Understand? Next, branches. Cortical branches, central branches, choroidal branches. These are the three types of branches. First, cortical branches. Cortical or external branches run on the surface of the cerebrum anastomosed freely, and if these get blocked, they give rise to small infarcts. These branches arise from all three cerebral arteries that are anterior cerebral, posterior cerebral, middle cerebral. Second, central branches. The central branches perforate the white matter to supply the thalamus, corpus striatum and the internal capsule. These do not anastomose, and if these get blocked, they give rise to large infarcts. These arteries are thin, numerous end arteries. These arise in 6 groups. First, anterior medial group arises as one group from both anterior cerebral and anterior communicating arteries. It supplies preoptic and supraoptic regions of anterior hypothalamus. Next, anterior lateral group arises in 2 groups, one from each middle cerebral artery. These divide in 2 sets. Medial striate ascends through lentiform nucleus to supply this nucleus including cardiac nucleus and internal capsule. Here you can see the picture. The lateral striate ascends lateral to lentiform nucleus, turn medially, pass through the substance of this nucleus to enter internal capsule. One of the lateral striate branches is larger than the others and is called Charcot's artery of cerebral hemorrhage. Next, third, the posterior medial group. It arises as one group from posterior communicating and posterior cerebral arteries. These supply tuberoinfundibular and mammillary regions of hypothalamus, subthalamus, anterior and medial parts of thalamus, medial part of tegmentum and crus cerebri of midbrain. Posterior lateral group arises as 2 groups from the lateral parts of each posterior cerebral artery. These are also in 2 sets. These supply caudal part of thalamus. Next, third one, choroidal branches. Choroidal branches supply the choroid plexus of the various ventricles. First, the anterior choroidal is a branch of internal carotid artery. It supplies blood to choroid plexus of interior horn of lateral ventricle. Second, posterior choroidal artery arises from posterior cerebral to give branches for the choroid plexus of rest of lateral ventricle including third ventricle. Posterior inferior cerebellar artery. It supplies the choroid plexus of fourth ventricle. Here you can see the picture in detail. Internal carotid artery. It supplies internal carotid artery, cranial cavity, cavernous sinus and ends in lateral to optic chiasma. And again it is in 2 sides, MCA and ACA. Middle carotid artery and anterior carotid artery. You can see the picture to understand more. Branches, ophthalmic artery, contents of orbit. Second, posterior communicating artery. It passes posteriorly, join the posterior cerebral artery and helps to complete the arterial circle. It gives branches to the crus cerebri, optic tract, hypophysis and hypothalamus. And third, anterior choroidal artery. It passes posterior laterally, supplies crus cerebri and turns laterally to the medial aspect of temporal lobe to supply choroid plexus of inferior horn of lateral ventricle. Anterior cerebral artery. It is terminal branch of internal carotid artery and runs above the optic nerve to follow the curve of corpus callosum. This artery is joined by anterior communicating artery. Deep branches of anterior cerebral artery supply part of internal capsule and basal nuclei. Cortical branches supply the medial surface of hemisphere by giving orbital, frontal, parietal and branches. Medial cerebral artery. It is the larger terminal branch of internal carotid artery that lies in the line which the internal carotid artery and supplies the anterior limb of internal capsule and part of basal nuclei. The artery then passes out to the lateral surface of hemisphere at the insula of the lateral sulcus. It ends by giving cortical branches to temporal lobe, frontal lobe, parietal lobe. Basilar artery. It is formed by the union of two verbal arteries at the two border of pons. It lies in the median groove of pons in cisterna pontis and at the upper border of pons ends by dividing into two posterior cerebral arteries. And its branch is anterior inferior cerebral artery. It arises at the lower border of pons and passes laterally, supplying the 6th, 7th and 8th cranial nerves. It supplies anterior inferior aspect of cerebellum. Second branch, labyrinthine artery. It accompanies the vestibulocochlear nerve and enters the internal auditory meters to supply the internal ear. Third branch, pontine branches. These are numerous slender branches which pierce the pons both in the medial and lateral parts. Superior cerebellar artery. It arises close to superior border of pons. Fifth, posterior cerebral artery. These give rise to number of central branches into the ventral surface of midbrain. Then curve posterior lateral to midbrain at inferior medial surface of corresponding hemisphere, supplying it with the cortical branches. And branches posterior medial central branches supply midbrain and caudal part of diencephalon. Posterior choroidal artery supply choroid plexus of the lateral ventricle and third ventricle. Cortical branches, temporal branches, parieto-occipital branch and occipital branch to cerebral cortex. Vertebral artery. The vertebral artery on each side is a branch of first part of subclavian artery. Its course is divided into four parts. First part lies from its origin to the foramen transversatum of 6th cervical vertebra. Second part of courses through foramen transversatum of 6th to 1st cervical vertebra. Third part lies on the posterior arch of atlas vertebra in the suboccipital triangle. Fourth part of the vertebral artery enters the cranium through foramen magnum under the free margin of posterior atlanto-occipital membrane. Here you can see the picture. Intracranial branches. Posterior spinal artery is the first intracranial branch. It passes inferiorly on the spinal medulla. Then posterior inferior cerebellar artery. It is the largest branch which arises from vertebral artery and supplies almost lateral half of medulla. And reaches its posterior aspect between the roof of cavity of fourth ventricle and cerebellum. And it gives a choroidal branch to the choroid plexus of fourth ventricle and turns downwards on the cerebellum, supplying it. Anterior spinal artery. It is formed by the union of a branch from each vertebral artery on the vertebral surface of medulla oblongata closes the pons. It supplies the medial part of medulla oblongata and continues inferiorly throughout the length of spinal medulla cord. Medullary branches. As vertebral artery ascends along medulla oblongata, it gives number of branches to the medulla oblongata and meningeal branches. A few meningeal branches are given. Embryology. The formation of the cerebral circulation begins with the development of 6 pairs of branchial arch arteries. The third brachial arch arteries contribute to the formation of the ICAs early in embryonic life. The second brachial arch arteries help from the ventral pharyngeal arteries, which fuse proximally with the ICAs to form the common carotid arteries. Around 28 days of development, the internal carotid artery branches into anterior and posterior divisions. The anterior ICA gives rise to the ACA, MCA and anterior choroidal artery. The posterior division gives rise to the PCA and the posterior choroidal artery. Reference from B.D. Chaurasia, Gray's Anatomy. Thank you for watching. Please do like, share and subscribe to our channel.